Face that running up. Face that running up.
Good evening, gentlemen. It is your boy, Sir Yeetus. Welcome to episode 153 of Yeetus' Thoughts. I wanted to talk about this certain topic because I definitely noticed that not too many men they really want to speak about something that is very near and dear to them, right? Something that a lot of men will not be able to handle if it happened to them. such as betrayal. Betrayal is not a good feeling whatsoever. Okay? So, when it comes to that aspect, I'm going to have Greg come up in here and we're going to be talking about this for around an hour or so. Let me know if you guys can hear me right quick. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. What's going on, Gray?
Yo, actually just fiddling around with Flappy Frog right now, getting some of the UI elements together.
It's all good. I'm making sure if you heard me because StreamYard is being fucking weird.
Oh yeah, you've been coming through loud and clear on my end.
That's true, but yeah, the chat is not going through on StreamYard's end, which is beyond weird. Which I'm just gonna look at. I'm gonna look at the YouTube chat, right? So everybody can look at it. Everything is good. Everything is Gucci. So, gentlemen, I want everybody's opinion right now before we go any further. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe betrayal is the worst thing you can do to a man. I repeat, put a 1 in the chat if you believe betrayal is the worst thing you can do to a man. And I can think of various situations where a man's trust can be broken. And before we begin, if you want to support your boy Sir Yeetus, the 2 possible ways to donate, the best possible ways, is through Cash App or PayPal. I know PayPal has a gigantic bad rep right now, but I'm gonna keep going until they block me too. But on top of that, you can do the super chat or super thanks, right? All those supers. Any donation is appreciated, but if you cannot donate, it's not a big deal. I do not give a shit. Just listen to our ramblings. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So, Gray, how do you feel, or what is your perspective about a man being betrayed?
Well, honestly, that's honestly too broad to answer simply.
Okay, I'm gonna specify then. So, how do you feel about a good friend or a family member stabbing you in the back? Not literally, but figure of speech.
I've gotten to the point where I look at it as a cost-benefit analysis. How much did this cost me?
It can't be that easy when you get betrayed initially.
That's I've kind of got accustomed to it. So it's more so how much did I have to pay to know that you are not worth my time, effort, or emotions anymore?
But see, that's the crazy part, right? Like you expect that from your enemies, but you don't expect that from your friends and family.
I've gotten to the point where like I kind of do. It's like, okay, I'd never say like, oh no, this person would never betray me. It's like, nah, everyone's got a price. There's no emotional bond that's unbreakable.
But
there's going to be
right?
Oh, I do see where you're coming from. Like it's just, I've just gotten numb to that shit.
Okay, yeah. And once again, everybody's experience is different when it comes to betrayal. But betrayal in itself, and once again, it can go in a variety of ways. how would you feel if you find out? Once again, I'm sure you wouldn't get that far, right? Because you're a smart person. Well, let's say you're the average man, and you find out that your girlfriend, fiance, or wife says that the baby is yours, but it turns out later on the baby is not yours.
Like at that point, like I definitely start weighing the options. Like, how long am I going to be in prison in exchange for giving the mortician an extra job?
And you see, that's the thing, right? Women, if they want to get quote unquote revenge, right, or they just want to get rid of their husbands, they're very conniving, they're very manipulative, they plan things out. Not far ahead, but far enough where they know where the plan is going. But when it comes to a man, especially if a man walks into a room and finds out that his wife is riding another dude shalom, it is instant. And in fact, luckily I never been through this, but I talk to people that have been through this, where they find out that their spouse is cheating. It goes to kill or not kill. When it comes to the man, kill or not kill. That's literally the only two choices. Well, what do you have to say about that?
Like honestly, that's the thing. Like if you see a man crying, like actually full on tears, like and not the fucking soy boy cry, the tears of rage. Like that is his last effort to prevent himself from becoming a newspaper headline.
Agreed.
That's the last outlet.
I've seen a few men right online, right, because everybody posts everything online. They don't even dry a tear. They immediately go to hockey mask time. Immediately.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think that those men, like, they're out. They're just straight, like, they've done it. Like, a man does not go that way the first time.
Agreed.
Like that, like the hockey mask time only comes after his tear ducts are completely fucking dry.
And believe me, the shit is fucking brutal, chat. If you saw the videos I saw, and once again, I'm not saying what the dudes that did it is right, but I can completely understand why they did what they did. Completely. There's a reason why the lowest circle of hell and Dante's Inferno exists. Betrayal is literally the worst you can do to another man. That is something that cannot be disputed. Right? It's just something that, yeah, if you're my enemy, yeah, if you're trying to hurt me, yeah, if you're just conniving, stuck up, narcissistic piece of shit, whatever it is, whatever. But if I put my trust in you and you stab me in the back, figure of speech, if you stab me in the back when it comes to my trust, there's no worse feeling when it comes to a man, right? And not just your best friend, right? It could be your wife, your fiance, or your girlfriend that says, hey, yeah, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, baby. I'm here till the end. Oh my God, yeah, I'll be 100% loyal to you. I'll be so loyal. And then you find out that she's fucking your best friend. How could it not be hockey mask time at that point unless the man is already checked out of the relationship or the man just gave up?
Yeah, and at that point, really the only option is like you either have to find the relief of, okay, I now have like a fucking cast iron excuse to fucking cut this out, or you get violent.
Agreed.
Like you gotta rationalize that shit straight to fucking hell.
I completely agree with what's going on because at the end of the day, I do not believe women can comprehend how much men take betrayal seriously. Women cannot comprehend it.
Well, I think that this is actually, you know what's funny? I think we could even put a direct comparison to the death of a broken heart. For a woman to die of a broken heart, that shit takes a while if it ever actually happens. One of your most recent stories, yeah, a dude will just drop fucking dead on the spot.
Agreed, especially what was it again? The guy that found out that he wasn't the father of his kid.
Yeah, his 4-year-old kid.
4 years, man, that's crazy. Like, I'm sure you guys know what we're talking about, right? Because honestly, I believe women upon women, right? Either or, they understand the game, especially when it comes to fucking each other over, right? Because women understand women, they hate each other. They don't worry about other people's feelings. They don't worry about other people's position. They only worry about numero uno, aka they only worry about themselves. So that can also be applied to your girlfriend, fiance, or wife. And as soon as once again, gentlemen, let's keep it real. That type of bullshit would not be tolerated in Middle Eastern countries. That shit will not be tolerated in third world countries. I've seen what happened to women that committed adultery. I'm telling you right now, it's not pretty.
Actually, a couple things in chat want to address is like, guys, strangers and everyone. You can't be betrayed by strangers or everyone. For there to be betrayal, there has to be an element of trust. If you are trusting every stranger to the degree that betrayal is possible, that's kind of foolish.
Agreed.
I mean, you can expect like hostility, but if you are expecting betrayal from the get-go, then you can't be betrayed because you never gave anyone the kind of trust that makes betrayal possible.
That's 100% correct. I'm not going to disagree with that. You're definitely speaking facts right now when it comes to betrayal. Gentlemen, when it comes to betrayal, it does not come from your enemies. It does not come from people you perceive as enemies. It comes from the people that you trust.
Like, you can't be stabbed in the back if you never expose your back.
And when it comes to that point, y'all can't be surprised if a man goes from 0 to 1,000,000 real quick. Not 100, 1,000,000. Hockey mask time exists for a reason for men and not women. But Sir Yeetus, women go and kill their husbands and boyfriends and blah, blah, blah too. Not the same way as men.
No, like, it is rare for a man to poison another man. It is not rare for a woman to poison a man. And also, Grant Middlebrooks, like, I'm guessing that you just kind of wandered in here, and this is probably very unusual if you're not accustomed to these kind of streams. So, first of all, welcome. And second, okay, look, forgiveness, that's the kind of stuff that happens, in the longer term. But if you're seriously talking about forgiving betrayal, you're going to have to be a little more clear on what the heck that constitutes. Because if you're going to forgive someone who betrays you to the point that you'll actually trust them again, then quite frankly, you deserve another knife in your back because clearly you didn't learn your lesson the first time.
What's his name?
Grant Middlebrooks. He's got the blue icon.
Grant Middlebrooks. You have to forgive. You have to forgive for yourself. No. Once again, you're not comprehending what we're trying to say. Men take betrayal 1,000,000 times more seriously than a woman.
Yeah, and forgiveness, like, that's not the kind of thing that you're really comprehending the instant It happens.
And even if a man forgives, I guarantee you, goddamn well, he will never forget.
Now, this is actually, sorry, good opportunity to actually bring in a quote. I forget exactly what it was, but it's fuck, I forget. But the quote went something along the lines of, "I'm not crying because you lied to me. I'm crying because I can never believe what you say ever again."
Agreed. You know about the saying, right? It takes years to build trust, but only takes seconds to break it. That's not a saying for no reason, Chad. And I'm sure you guys can agree. A man's okay. I'm gonna go just specifically men. A man's word is fucking everything, everything, to the point where a man will get killed if he doesn't keep his word. What did I say about that, Gray?
Well, the thing was, that didn't happen to me, but there was an incident of betrayal from one man to another at my work today that damn near jeopardized, like a lie that jeopardized the employment of a decent worker.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to go into too many details there, but it was like, yeah.
But that's the thing, right? It can even stretch far as work. Once again, a lot of men, they're able to wait years to extract their revenge. They can wait. So that's why I tell people, you know, I'm not saying be a pushover, but be very careful who you're trying to step over. Very careful. Because that's that karma that's going to come back to bite you in the ass and put you down permanently. I'm that type of person that actually seen that type of things happen, where they honestly believe that the person that's doing the wrongdoing can just run around amok and do nothing wrong. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah, I'm big boss. I'm this, I'm that. Yeah. And then bam, the next morning, he got 2-3 shots in the back of his fucking head. A man's word is everything. If you cannot keep it, don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah. Like personally, I've forgiven a lot of bullshit, but the one guy who, like, I stuck out my neck for, and he not only fucked me over, but straight up lied to me about stuff. Like, you tell me that you're going to go somewhere and do something, and I'm covering for your ass. And then it turns out that you were full of shit and you didn't go through with it. Yeah, I removed that man from my life shortly thereafter.
I completely agree. And also on a societal level, when it comes to treason, right, within your country, I know my country got pretty soft as fuck when it comes to that, but that's besides the point. That's the reason why you betraying your country is a capital offense when it comes to you being executed.
I think, quite honestly, I think that there's the softness of the U.S., but also keep in mind, like, the multi-tier justice system and what it would actually take to deal with the traitors of the United States. Like, they got a lot of fucking security, because if they didn't, then it would be dealt with.
I was just talking about soldiers. Just soldiers.
True, military perspective, yeah.
Right. The Capitol Hill, that's a whole different story. Whole different story. And I know Susan will try her best to hear my channel if I kept it real right now.
Yeah, we're trying to dance around, like, let's be honest, the stuff we're talking about here is, if the algorithm picks up the particular sentences and registers them, then yeah, the ire of Susan will be drawn upon us.
That's what I'm saying. And Chat, do you really believe women take betrayal the same way as men? Come on. No, I don't believe that women will take betrayal the same way as men.
Well, again, going into just the different brain structures, it's physically impossible for them to process it on the same levels.
Agreed. In fact, they will join the enemy side before they say, "Oh, you betrayed me." No, they will easily join the enemy side.
Honestly, I think they might feel some of the emotion, but I don't think that they get through the logical aspect. Like they'll feel just kind of the emotional hurt and whatnot. But I don't think it's the emotion that kills the men. I honestly think that it's the logic that compounds the emotion. If a woman can't get it on the deeper logical level, and let's be honest, women get betrayed and fucked over all the time, and they intentionally stick with the people who do that. So they clearly don't process it the same way men do.
Don't say that. You're using logic.
It's like, oh shit, observable data from behaviors. Oh crap. No, Susan, women are completely logical, rational beings who value truth and faithfulness and would never tolerate someone to betray them because they're strong, independent women who absolutely have morals, values, ethics, and principles.
That's crazy, right? Like, but Sir Yeetus, I love him. It doesn't matter that he cracked half my ribs and I'm not able to have kids anymore because he punched me in the stomach a few hundred times. I love him. That's why I don't take that shit seriously. It's fucked up that she has to deal with domestic violence, but if you're going back over and over and over, my sense of pity is long gone.
And at that point, what logic that she does have is being used for rationalizing like the very strange and conflicted emotions. Like, I mean, trying to get into the headspace. Again, you look at the female fantasy, you look at what they like, what they want to happen. Okay, you know what? Case in point, fucking 50 Shades of Grey. Fuck it, I'll dive down that goddamn rabbit hole. Like, one of the plot lines is that a contract is signed between the protagonist and Christian Grey, and he later straight up violates that contract. And she, of course, sticks with him. That's the fantasy.
Agreed. Because in her eyes, he's still top dog.
Okay, no, that's the thing, though. I genuinely don't think that the top dog is what separates it. I genuinely think that it is just an inherent desire for the betrayal. Like, maybe top dog in the sense that a man who isn't top dog would not betray you. A man who is top dog would.
Right, and women admitted on multiple occasions. And once again, right, Susan's going to look at my channel. Oh, my God. Women, they are more attracted to men that have the potential to cheat than men that have no chance to cheat. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it 100%. Women are more attracted to men that have the potential to cheat compared to men that have no chance to cheat.
I think it goes even simpler. I think you could... shit. How do I say this without getting Susan to fucking get it? The act of infidelity is inherently attractive to the double X chromosome.
Yeah, pretty much. That's...
But like, not the threat of it, the act of it.
Yeah.
Not just the potential, but the actual action.
That's why Patrice O'Neal, the godfather of the red pill, he explained it on multiple occasions, right? He's like, yo, if I'm not going to, and use the analogy of fish, right? Let me keep it real. He says, "Hey, if you don't smell fish on me, you're not gonna find me sexy no more. So I'm gonna have to continue to get fish, and you smell fish on me, so you can act right. So you know that at any time I can easily replace you if I wanted to, keep you on your toes, and that's what keeps you excited." Which is pretty fucked up in itself. But hey, that's women for you.
Also, Betrayal fan? No. Asphyxiation play did not come from 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey just made what was already a bedroom activity become more mainstream and public.
That shit's been around for a long time. What, way before? Centuries. Like BDSM has a very, very, very long history. It's not new. It's not new. I'm letting you know right now, it's not new. But at the end of the day, that's literally how it is, gentlemen. That's literally how it is. At least when it comes to dealing with women, you have to have the potential or give her some type of mental game that, hey, he's talking to this girl, he's talking to that girl, oh my god, he's cheating, oh my god, this and this and this and that. If you can't give her that type of excitement in her already boring world, the relationship will not last long.
And that's the thing, because keep in mind, so much of why a woman is in a relationship is for the emotional high. Like, if you are not providing the emotional high, then you're basically like a drug that no longer provides any stimulation.
I completely agree, right? And I'm telling you, gentlemen, it's a hard pill to swallow if you weren't Chad and Tyrone when you turned 18. Chad and Tyrone, not all of them, but a good amount of them, they definitely learned very quickly that women, they thrive off of drama. They get turned on off of drama. That's just how it is, right? Because we already talked about the yin and yang of men and women. Women, they look for drama. Men, we avoid drama. Because men, we had to deal with drama almost 24/7. That's why we strive for peace and order. Women, they had to deal with little to no drama. That's why they strive for fucking drama and chaos.
Honestly, I don't even think it's what they have to deal with relatively. I genuinely think that they're just wired for it to be pleasurable.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, wait. Have you ever met a woman that had enough drama in her life? Like, actually, dude, you never met a woman that was content, fucking period. So that's kind of a trick question.
Yeah, it's pretty much a rhetorical question.
That's the thing. Like,
I've never met
men will complain about. Like, if men complain at all about bullshit, they'll take steps to remove it from their life and find more peace and stability. Like, a woman will look for something to be upset about. A woman will complain that no one cares about their issue. And then, if probably a man provides a solution for the issue, they'll reject the solution.
I completely agree. And on top of that, chat, you need to understand. And I'm sure you as men, you understand. I'm sure you are striving for the goal to where you hit your 40s or 50s or at the latest 60s, where you can enjoy nature, enjoy the peace of mind, just enjoy life in general, right? Because unlike women, men can be content. So that's
Actually, I wonder if part of it is, again, going back just into the neural hardwiring. We keep bringing this up, but male and female infants, females are more attracted to faces, men more attracted to objects. An object does not require drama to be stimulating.
Agreed.
It's external. Whereas a human face that is neutral, it's kind of, well, it's basic. It's kind of stoic. A human face that is in drama that is more intense. Like, I think of like the NPC meme versus the angry NPC face. You just add those two diagonal eyebrows, and immediately the face does appear more dynamic and interesting.
Yeah, I completely agree. I agree a little bit because once again, it's very intrinsic on both men and women on what we are focused on when it comes to life. Like what Dave Chappelle said, right? A woman's greatest test is materials. A man's greatest test is a woman. And I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Both items can easily take either person down. Materials can take a woman down. A woman can take a man down. If you're not knowledgeable enough, right? If you just go in willy-nilly and you're not prepared or you don't know what you're doing, materials will take down a woman. A woman will take down a man.
You know, I'd be curious to hear you elaborate, because here would be the counter that I'd propose. A man's greatest test is a woman. A woman's greatest test is herself.
What do you mean herself?
I mean that the biggest threat to a woman's life is her own self-destructive impulses.
You're not wrong. I agree.
I don't understand the materials being a threat per se. So maybe you could elaborate on that, because I just don't get it.
So when it comes to materials, at least when it comes to the West, it's I want to say it's similar, but I think it's around the unchecked hypergamy quote that I like to express. Right, unchecked hypergamy will lead to a life of promiscuity and loneliness. If they are not able to be financially sound, which majority of women are not, they will be digging themselves a fucking hole to the point where they can't get themselves out of that hole without a Captain Saber hole coming in to save the day. At least financially, right? And on top of that, there's more men than women in the world. So even if every man married every woman in the West, there will still be a percentage that'll still be unmarried. So they do all this craziness when it comes to spending their credit cards or debit cards, student loan money, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. And they expect the government, they expect the state to bail them out, and they don't. That's one of their downfalls, right? They'll have to resort to some bullshit, which I say is bullshit, such as OnlyFans or being a streetwalker, which I don't really see a difference.
Well, here's the thing. I don't see that as being the materials itself. A woman's quest for resource acquisition, for base survival, it's not that much that she really needs. Where she fucks up is what she wants. So, no, I double down more on a woman's greatest test is herself. Because if she could just lower her standards and live a more minimalist, humble life, there would not only be enough resources for her, but every woman, including the unmarried ones. Every woman could be provided for by by all the men, and would be provided for by all the men, if they just kept their fucking desires in check.
I'm gonna continue with the conversation, but I'm gonna address this right quick. Before I'm gonna pick on my food because I didn't eat dinner yet. My food is right around the corner. Oh, it's gonna be real good. Oh hell yeah. So somebody just donated to me on Cash App, and I'm only gonna say Arto Oh, not Naruto. Art of Will 80. Thank you very much for the super chat. And he says, for keeping it 100. Thank you very much, man. And before I let Gray continue, if you want to support Yeetus of the Warband, the two possible ways is PayPal or Cash App. It's understandable if you guys want to donate to PayPal based on what happened to Chronic, but those two links are the best possible ways to donate your shekels. But you can also do super chat or super thanks if you cannot donate. It's all good in the neighborhood. Just listen to our ramblings, right? We at the end of the day, me and Gray, we're just trying to drop some gems on you. So, Gray, can you continue because the person is around the corner?
Yeah, and no problem. I'll go a bit deeper on the women and their own self-test. Because that's really what it comes down to, gentlemen. Like, women so often play the short game. And RPM actually had... he did have a pretty good video on it, where he brought up the quote in From Dusk Till Dawn. Are you so much of a loser that you can't tell when you've won? And that absolutely applies to, well, not just the modern women, but many women throughout history. Like, so many women have survived just the most insane bullshit brought upon them by someone else, but they are almost entirely undone by their own fuckery, their own belief that they are special and untouchable. That's I'll freaking quadruple down on this. They are their own worst enemies. Like, their instinct, desire for more, and lack of being able to see ahead are the number one things holding women back. You can present the information out to them, but like, give them the facts and the logic and the reason, and so many of them will still choose to ignore it, as it doesn't feel right on an emotional basis. It doesn't feel good. And I don't think that they really differentiate between something feeling good and something feeling right. Because we've seen many times, like, a woman goes like, something's not fair. But it's not that that thing is not fair. Like, most things in life are absolutely fair. But when a woman says something is not fair, it usually means something is not benefiting me. But this isn't something that makes me feel good. And that's the problem. If you had a woman with a greater amount of logic, who could be presented with factual information and made most of her decisions based on logic, she could live on Easy Street her entire life. No problem. Absolutely no problem. The only reason that women today don't have it on Easy Street is their own self-destructive tendencies. They can know what the right answer is, and they'll still choose the wrong answer. Pandora, like, okay, even Pandora, like, both very similar stories, both like given a gift by God, told exactly what not to do, and then they do it anyway. In Pandora's case, it was because she was cursed intentionally with curiosity. Like Eve, sure, you can blame it on the snake. But when the literal creator of the universe tells you not to do something, and you do it, well, you have to have this expectation that there will be no consequences for it. And in the case of Pandora, she was gifted with curiosity, where she's sent down, she's got the box, or a jar in the case of what it actually was, told, don't open it. But then there's those thoughts like, there must be something really good in there if I'm being told not to open it.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. And so Pandora opens the box and releases 2 stages of curses. When you're a kid, you think it's one stage of bad and one stage of good, but no, no. Pandora unleashed 2 sets of curses on humanity. The first curse.
Pandora's box.
How'd we get there? Basically, women and their self-destructive tendencies, and I'm using mythology as an example.
All right.
So, the first thing Pandora did when she opened a box that she was told not to because she was curious and apparently had no concept of consequences. First thing that comes out is disease, plague, famine, like basically all the ills of the world inflicted upon humanity came out because she opened it the first time and slammed the lid down on top of it. So here's the thing. If you open a jar and a shit ton of fucking disease comes out, like all sorts of horrible demons and monsters and disgusting shit, and you jam the lid back on to try to stop it, do you, A, keep that thing fucking sealed and bury it where it will never be found? Or B, open it again to see what else is inside?
I will completely bury it. Oh,
yeah, well, guess what Pandora did?
She opened it again.
And you know what she found in there and unleashed upon the world?
What?
Hope.
The hope.
Now that sounds fucking sweet. It's like, oh, underneath all that disease was hope. And that's a good thing because hope's a good thing. Everyone should have hope. It's like, then you get fucking old and you're like, God damn. Not only did she unleash fucking plagues and terrors and all sorts of ills upon humanity, but then she unleashed a fucking drug to make people ignore that kind of stuff.
Well, I completely agree with you when it comes to that one, right? As much as you want to warn somebody, especially warn a woman, say, hey, don't do this, don't do that, because this can happen and that can happen. They always want to go with the ladder and say, you know what? YOLO, and just fucking open up the goddamn Pandora's box again.
There's a 1 in a million chance, but I'll take that chance. Honestly, I would not be surprised if women are the #1 consumers of lottery tickets.
I won't be surprised, and that's the big difference between men and women, right? Women, they go around life relying on possibility. I'm talking about in general. Men in general, we go around life relying around probability, right? Because unfortunately, men, we don't have the luxury to be living in a delusional fantasy, unlike women. We don't.
No one saves us. No one saves us from our consequences.
Agreed. We have to thrive or perish. That's literally a man's life. And I know that a lot of women, they can't comprehend what we're saying right now. But when it comes to a woman, oh yeah, I know there's a good man out there somewhere, blah blah blah, and then they get multiple kids, and they get multiple STDs, and they get a shit ton of debt, and they don't even have a fucking good enough job, like they work at goddamn McDonald's as a fry cook or whatever it is. There will always be a Captain Saberhole ready to save the day.
Like, honestly, I think... You know what? I think this is kind of an interesting riddle. When is a man not a man?
Wait. When is a man not a man? When... I don't know the exact answer, but me personally, is when a man doesn't, it's not, how do I say? he doesn't put his foot down when it comes to his ethics, beliefs, and morals, and all that. Like he doesn't stand tall for what he believes in, I don't think that's a man.
I would say more in the context of the riddle, when he is a child.
Well, that's a lot easier to answer.
Because let's be honest, that's the only time in a man's life that he ever has similar protections to a woman. Not complete, but a child will be bailed out of bullshit, whereas a man will not.
I completely agree, right? Which is when it comes to Don Vito Corleone, whatever the fuck his name is, when it comes to Godfather. He says men and women can be careless, but not men.
Women and children can be careless, but not men.
Yeah, and I take that shit 100,000,000% to heart. Because let's keep real, gentlemen. Men cannot be careless in this world, whether it's centuries ago or whether it's right now. Men cannot afford to be careless because if we fuck up just once, it will be a fucking miracle to bounce back.
And on the subject of betrayal, like, a child's betrayal will be forgiven. Like it's actually possible. A man's will not. Like, unless it is by a man with a very weak will, a man's betrayal will not be forgiven. But a child many times can be forgiven for betrayal, even when they shouldn't in some cases.
And remember, gentlemen, a man's betrayal usually ends in death. Can you say the same thing about women and children?
Well, HMT, but honestly, if there was an HMT for every betrayal, I think that RPM would have to make videos 10 times a day, and he'd still have a backlog.
True, but you know what I'm talking about. Women are a lot less held accountable than men.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm saying, like, if women were held to the same account as men on betrayal, RPM would, like, just be flooded with emails of content on the daily basis.
Because I'm going to keep it real. Depending on what type of betrayal that I had to go through, I will not hesitate to end a life. It depends on the betrayal. I wouldn't hesitate. That's what a lot of men, they are not willing to admit, but they will definitely go through it if it happens to them.
Yeah, I think on my end, it's not
that my kid is not mine. Whoo, whoo. That's all I got to say. What do you say, Gray?
Yeah, I'd say, the point of betrayal is basically like, you kind of have to get out of my life as fast as possible once you're at that point, because otherwise because at that point I am looking for ways to get rid of you, assuming that I didn't snap and take you out in the moment, but I'm definitely looking for an excuse to. Agreed,
and it's even worse if you accept your fate when it comes to going to prison or jail. Like, that makes it a lot worse for them.
Yeah, I mean, like, and let's be honest, people, like, 3 hots in a cot, you don't have to pay any bills, and, like, you're kind of in the most intense workout program. Like, there are guys who will willingly go to prison because it's preferable to life outside. So, yeah.
See, I wish I could show this, but I can't because StreamYard is being dumb. Hold on, let me go. Unknown Crash. She says, "Yo, Yeetus, I just want to thank you for the daily hour-long content. Really helps whenever I need something to listen to. Hey, that's why I do it, man. Not too many men or not too many people in general are speaking the truth when it comes to dating dynamics or social dynamics when it comes to society today, right? Me, Chronic, Gray, and it's just not that many people left, especially on the internet, that's keeping it real. And right now, I'm sure you guys heard earlier, that Chronic is being punished for it. And I got another one, No Sympathy. What was the worst thing that ever happened to a Jody short of getting deleted? He got his kneecaps shot up.
A Jody? Isn't a Jody a female?
No, Jody's a male.
Oh, okay.
So when it comes to Jody, in the military, Jody is that guy, especially if you go overseas, if you get deployed in the military. Jody is that person that's trying to get with your wife.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenon.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, let me put it this way. I'm pretty sure that some absolutely atrocious stuff has happened to Jodies. Because I'm sure that there's plenty of military guys who are very creative in methods of hurting people.
Which I wouldn't be surprised, but based on my knowledge, besides Jody dying, I heard about a Jody where I was based at. He got shot in both his kneecaps.
Yeah, like the thing is, I don't think it's a question of did they die. I think it's a question of how and how long and what happened before.
Agreed, and at least in my opinion, the anger should be primarily be based on your wife. But you know how guys are, right? Guys are very territorial. But the anger.
I'm actually sorry. I'm reminded of this. God, I forget exactly what it was. It was kind of a collection of horror shorts where this dude finds his wife cheating with another man. So he has them dig on the beach at low tide and then has them get in the hole.
Okay.
And then puts a video feed, because they're on separate beaches. Gives them a video feed of the other one. And then waits for the tide to come in when they're buried up to their necks.
Jesus fucking wow. Okay. Damn. That's dark web shit right there. Holy shit. Woo! Like that's why I can't I never got to a relationship when I was in the military. I can't see myself getting a relationship now because I know how my tolerance is or my patience is. It will go from 0 to a million real quick if I saw my imaginary girl fucking some other dude in my bed.
Also, yeah, Big Lebowski got it. The movie was Creep Show. Honestly, pretty good movie. A lot of good actors, good practical effects. If you're ever down for like a Halloween movie, I highly recommend Creep Show.
Right, and gentlemen, you don't understand. It's one thing that you're already fucking a girl that already has a man, but if you want to fuck a girl that has a man that's also a veteran, you better know what the fuck you're doing. Because if you're going to aim at the king, you better not miss. Because I'm definitely coming after you.
Yeah, like at that point, just like for fuck's sake, like if you're going to even try that shit, you better not be giving out your real fucking information. Because like this could end up with some fucking Liam Neeson from Taken level shit.
Right, you better be fast as Usain Bolt too. You better be fast.
Sorry, but if you're familiar with the lyrics from Pumped Up Kicks, I don't think that Usain Bolt's even that fast.
All the other kids with the pump up kit. Oh no, I shouldn't say this.
yeah. Okay. A, copyright. B, I'm pretty sure that that the lyrics would get you a little bit of Susie trouble. A little bit of Susie trouble.
I don't know. Like I know the song is very fucked up, but the song is catchy.
That's okay. Come on. You could probably make an extensive list of songs with fucked up lyrics, but a catchy ass tune.
The next best thing I can think of is "Hit 'Em Up" by Tupac.
Actually, not familiar with that one, but
no, you're not familiar with "Hit 'Em Up" by Tupac. What the? Well, okay, no, you're not from the U.S., so yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. A, not from the U.S. Like B, not really a genre of music I've had too much exposure to begin with.
That makes sense. Well, I'm sure you know who Eminem is, right?
Yeah, like, dude, I'm a white dude who was going through his teenage years in the 2000s. I am familiar with Eminem.
I'm sure you listen to Kim too.
Kim who?
Kim, Eminem, the song named Kim. No.
No, no.
Okay.
Okay, dude, I was okay. Here's the thing. I never actually bought it myself. Like, bought an album myself. My brother did.
Right.
So, like, again, it really has not been something that I developed extensive exposure to. Most of my exposure to the rap genre has been more of an intellectual level, like just kind of studying it as a separate genre, not something I was ever an enthusiast on.
So you're talking about the Beastie Boys.
I did like the Beastie Boys, but I used to consume like some internet content that kind of went deeper into rap songs, kind of like doing more lyrical analysis.
So you talking about underground?
Like kind of like Lupe Fiasco's kind of stuff.
Are you a fan of Lupe Fiasco? Me too.
Yeah, no, I've liked what work I've heard of his. Definitely seemed like decent guy, head on his shoulders, actually trying to produce some decent content.
Well, he fell off the scene very quickly, even though he's a very talented artist.
Well, yeah, that's because he didn't die.
Not yet.
But no, okay, dude, the instant Lupe Fiasco fucking kicks it, he's going to be as revered as Tupac.
Are you sure about that, Lupe? Are you sure about that, bro?
Well, he's not going to get that kind of clout while he's alive.
I don't think he'll get that type of recognition that Tupac did.
Nah, maybe not an equal amount, but it's the same kind of thing. Like, he'd be
Right.
more appreciated, like, if he like kicked it at the peak of his career. But
True,
because he produced, actual intellectually stimulating stuff that tackled social issues in a serious way. So, of course, he wasn't going to be allowed to get super popular on the billboards.
But you got to understand, like Tupac, he died at age 25, 26. His career only spanned 5 years. Like, believe it or not.
Like, that's the thing. Like, Lupe Fiasco, like, he didn't die at the same, like, peak of his stuff. So...
I agree. Aerodynamic Superstar by Lupe Fiasco, I believe, is his best song, in my opinion. Superstar, it was wow. I'm like, I've never heard this type of sound before, and I never heard this type of style. So Lupe Fiasco, he definitely stood out when it comes to Superstar.
But again, that was more my understanding of it. Just kind of if it was popular or stimulating and it was covered by the few content creators I watched on it, then I knew about it. But that was a very brief stint in kind of the early to mid 2010s.
Well, it's not rap, but I'm assuming you're a fan of Bruno Mars.
Fan? I don't know. That's the thing. He didn't produce his based stuff when I got first introduced to him. And the kind of shit that is played more commonly on the radio is Grenade, which, if there's a fucking Blue Pill song that's borderline Red Pill, I think it's kind of a turning point, really. Grenade's an interesting song of his.
It's a great song, even though he was overloaded on blue pills.
Well, but that's the thing. It's kind of interesting because on one hand, he's simping hard, but on the other hand, he's recognizing the inequity of it because he realizes she would not do the same for him.
So, what about the one song called "When I Was Your Man"? Because
Yeah,
I
that's
believe
the-
that's a.
Not familiar with that one, so
I believe that's a. Okay, how do I explain it? It's not really a red pill, but I think that's the start of that journey, in the sense of whether the girl left him or the girl cheated on him. I believe that's like a start of the red pill journey.
I might have heard. Like, honestly, Bruno Mars' discography, lyrically, is probably a really interesting way to look at how a man gets red pilled through female behavior. Because from my understanding, his songs gradually get less blue pill and more red pill, but it's not a switch, it's a spectrum.
Agreed. And No Sympathy said, "What do you think of drill music?" I'm not that far from drill music. I'm a fan of drill music, but at the same time, it doesn't really help the community whatsoever. So I am somewhat of a hypocrite where I like the song because of the beats and the lyrics, but at the same time, it definitely preached a lot about violence and stuff, which influence heavily in the community that I'm nearby. So drill music, I'm a fan, but at the same time, I'm not really proud of it.
Well, there's always a certain place for it. Like
Chief Keef. If you know who Chief Keef is.
okay. So I'm probably you could play drill music for me, and I wouldn't recognize it unless you called it drill music specifically.
No, Chief Keef came out in like 2012, 2013. No,
Dude, like not my okay. By that point, man, I'd gotten into power metal and hadn't looked back. So
okay. So when Kanye West did the remix and stuff,
look, unless it was played endlessly on the radio while I was at work, I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, yeah. Kanye West was everywhere in 2012, 2013.
I might have heard it, but I'd have to actually hear the song to even remember if I'd ever heard it.
So have you heard of the rapper Big Sean?
Yeah, but honestly, I'm more familiar with him through the Def Jam video game series than I am with his actual music.
Yes, Cool Chickens. Yes, I do think that he listens to drill music even though he's Canadian. Fuck it.
Okay, seriously, I'm not bound by borders.
Okay.
Like, my favorite band is a German power metal band, so I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys aren't familiar with Canadian. Let's be honest, the Canadian artists that Americans are most familiar with are Justin Bieber, Drake, and Shania Twain.
Justin Bieber pissed me off so bad, solely because he was around my age. But yo, how is he macking all these bitches? He looks like a 9-year-old. Like when that song, what was that song came out? Was it
Okay, Yeet. Remember, like, there's plenty of women right now macking on 9-year-olds. So,
you're not wrong whatsoever. And that's a stream I'm gonna do in the future actually, because I think based on what I've seen today, they are officially doing the green light on this predator shit.
yeah, although the G word got banned on Reddit, so I wouldn't be surprised if the YouTube algorithm's picking that up.
On Twitter as well.
Yeah, so again, I wouldn't be surprised if that's getting shadow banned, so we're going to have to find some kind of new term just to get around it.
But, you know, me and once again, we're around the same age, right? And I'm definitely way more manlier than this motherfucker, right? He has a little peach fudge right now, a little mustache, and you know, I don't know how much he works out, but I guarantee you, I'm way fucking bigger than this dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were bigger than the Beatles too. Like, probably you're bigger. You're probably bigger than 2 of the Beatles physically.
What I'm saying is, when I was 11 or 12 when Justin Bieber came out. I saw it. I remember I walked into the house and then I saw my cousins like singing this song. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is singing to? And I see this fucking bitch boy, like he looks like he was 9 years old, but he was actually around my age, singing this cringe song, and he was getting mad bitches. I was like, yo, I don't see what's so special, but like, what the fuck? He just like. Come on, like I was so confused when because I think I was 12, almost 13.
Oh yeah, like you can be confused, but then when you actually trace the timeline of his rise to success, including who actually made him famous to begin with, you can understand and go, Oh.
I will say
Oh.
Ludacris shot him to stardom.
No, dude, do you remember exactly how he got discovered in the first place?
He was making a bunch of videos on YouTube, right? Playing the guitar.
Yeah, but who actually pumped him to stardom in the first place?
I have no idea.
Ellen DeGeneres.
That bitch.
So now you see, yeah, he kind of started there. Like when that's your introduction to Hollyweird.
But I say Ludacris shot him into mainstream. With that, what's that song again? Baby.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But like Ludacris might have shot him there, but Ludacris didn't reach out to him independently. I'm willing to bet.
No, I'm sure
He didn't reach out. He didn't reach out to some fucking rando on the internet.
No, the manager hit him up, right? Like, oh, look at this kid. He's up and coming, and he can sing.
He's up and coming, and he's super popular amongst women who watch Ellen. So,
right, and don't get me wrong, Ludacris probably saw something in him that I don't know nothing about, right? Like, I'm not in the music industry, but yeah, I believe at that point that's what catapult Justin Bieber, right? I think that song was the first ever video or first ever music video that reached 1 billion views.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So, like, that's the thing. But like when you look at all the connections, like Bieber's growth is anything but natural. That is like textbook pushing from the establishment.
Agreed. I'm kind of glad that Psy came in out of nowhere. Like, nah, fuck that. Let's play some K-pop. That was my favorite artist right there.
Yeah,
he had fun. He had a lot of fun. Especially he made a song with Snoop Dogg. I'm like, what? A Korean making a song with Snoop Dogg? I'm serious. That happened.
I believe you. For all I know, it's good. I might have heard it once, but
it's just called Hangover, right? Like they just fucking boasting about how fucked up hangovers are, pretty much. That's pretty much it. But the video was insane, right? Because you already know how K-pop videos are.
I remember Gangnam Style. Like the Koreans go fucking hard on shit. There's no question of that.
Yeah, that's why.
Let me put it this way: has there ever been an American dance group? Like, I'm even including like the peak of dance groups with the Spice Girls, NSYNC, and the Backstreet Boys that went near as hard as your average K-pop idol group.
You said dance group, right?
But I'm thinking like the kind of band pop band. Like specifically, I'm thinking like Britney, like Spice Girls, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
I will have to say the closest is, damn. I wouldn't call them pop, but let's say if it is pop, the closest is NSYNC. But if it's not pop, I will say that band from Shrek. Fuck.
Smash Mouth?
Yeah, that's the closest I can see when it comes to the craziness in their videos.
They dance?
No. I'm saying that if they weren't pop.
No, I'm talking specifically from the like on stage, I'm talking like the on stage performance, but kind of aspect of it.
Oh, on stage, I was talking about music videos, but when I say when it comes to if it is pop, NSYNC is the closest I can think of. But if it's not pop, right? Hypothetically, I will say that Smash Mouth will be the closest. If it wasn't just pop, Smash Mouth with their videos, music videos, it won't be as great, but it's definitely up there when it comes to the craziness and the chaotic nature. Smash Mouth is definitely good at those type of videos.
I'll be honest, I have not seen any Smash Mouth videos, so sounds like I'm missing out.
So you know the name, but you never seen the video. Okay.
Dude, you do not have to watch a Smash Mouth music video to know who fucking Smash Mouth is.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right on that one. But hey, do you have a summary when it comes to today's topic? When it comes to betrayal, because hey, we can do a part 2, gentlemen. I don't want to keep you up too late.
I guess my summary would be that if you betray a man, you best not be anywhere in the vicinity. And he better be extremely rational or accustomed to it, unless you want to end up underground in a pine box or just underground in the middle of the woods.
I completely agree. I'm sure all you men can agree in the chat right now. Betrayal is one of or the worst feeling a man can feel. That's why hockey mask time even exists in the first place, right? When they feel some type of betrayal, whether it's because of their partner, whether it comes to their homie, whether it comes to their boss, whatever it is, and they feel like they're severely wrong, I'm sure you guys will like to seek retribution. And I believe very soon that's going to happen on a national scale.
Yeah,
I really do believe that's going to happen.
I guess the betrayal and revenge are linked together. Like, you are far less likely to seek revenge on someone who did not betray you and just hurt you than someone who betrayed you.
I completely agree. A lot of people, they want to estimate the power of men, especially men that gets together and get shit done, if they believe that the collective of men were done wrong. But that's what they
Right.
want. They don't want you to do that. They don't want you to get together.
And I'd also say, if you betray a man, like, the best case scenario is that he just beats the living crap out of you then and there. And like leaves you in a pile of like bruises, like your own blood, and a bunch of broken bones. Like, if that happens to you, that's the best case scenario.
Best
Is the one who does nothing to you, you better move. You better get the fuck out of there.
Agreed, because he's waiting for the perfect opportunity. He's just waiting. And that's why I say, gentlemen, your word is everything. Don't be going around through life as a man thinking that you can just be conniving, manipulative, lying, etc. like a fucking female.
Yeah.
Newsflash, you're not a female. So you're definitely not going to get away with that.
Now, here's the thing. No sympathy saying betrayal is number 3, acid thrown in your face number 2, castration is number 1. Betrayal is not mutually exclusive from number 1 and number 2.
No, but betrayal is just the act of betrayal, right?
Like there is nothing saying that you can't be betrayed and take acid or have your balls taken off. And I'm pretty sure that you'd much rather have your balls taken off by an enemy than a friend.
And once again, that's why in various countries to this day, including the United States that I know of, treason can result in death. Betrayal can result in death. Right? When it comes to a woman, you already know more likely than not, they're going to get the slap on the wrist. Right? Right? They're probably going to spend some years in Fort Leavenworth for 10, 20 years or whatever. When it comes to a man, you better just make your peace with your God. Because you as a man, you should know better. You as a man, you should know that your word is literally everything. to another man. If you break that word, the trust is gone, and life will not be good for you. I know personally. Gray knows personally.
Yeah. Although, actually, this is an interesting quote. Successful endeavors prepare to dig 2 graves. The reference to the quote of, if before you go on a journey of revenge, prepare to dig 2 graves. I'd argue that if you're going on a journey of revenge, there's already 1 grave dug. You're just digging the second one.
Oh, agreed. Agreed. Like, you act like a man is afraid to fucking meet his maker if he's going out to get retribution.
Like, if the man's going out, there's already an open grave with his tombstone on it. He's just making sure that he has a partner.
Right. If he's out there to get revenge, he already made up his mind. That's the most dangerous man out there. A man that has nothing to lose. But
And a man without an open grave has very little reason to seek revenge. Like, a man doesn't go on a journey of revenge unless he's already experienced somewhat of a death.
Completely agree. But you good, Gray?
Yeah, it's good timing too. Got to be up in 3.5 hours.
Jesus, man. Do you drink coffee?
I make tea.
Okay, close enough. Tea has caffeine, right?
Yeah. No, I get caffeinated tea. So.
All right, too easy. But chat, thank you very much for joining. Thank you to anybody that donated. Once again, you can donate at any time if you want to support your boy Sir Yeetus and the Warband. The 2 best possible links is Cash App or PayPal. Okay, because the money goes directly to me. Any type of donation is appreciated. If you can't donate, whatever. I'm glad that you guys are here to listen to what me and Gray had to say about this. And honestly, I feel that we didn't say enough. I believe we could have said more. So depending on what happens in the future, we might do a part 2. Thank you everybody for joining. This your boy Sir Yeetus and Gray. Hopefully you guys had a bunch of gems dropped on you today. And we will definitely see you tomorrow depending on what happens. We are out. Peace.
Peace out, Warband.